nothing can be accomplished without the blessings of the Almighty, the students of CMS Mahanagar Campus II presented the school prayer. The day began with the lamp lighting ceremony.
May this light spread far all over the world for peace and harmony.
The chief guest for the occasion, MD and Global CEO Organic India Limited, Mr. Krishna Gupta, made a presentation on shaping young minds through the virtues of truth, self-discipline and obedience.
And let me not take any time, and I will start straight away with whatever little thoughts I am here to share with you. There are three very difficult things to do in life. One is to be honest. ईमानदारी बहुत बहुत कठिन है. Number two, very difficult is to be self-disciplined. Very difficult to be self-disciplined. I'm not talking about students. I'm talking even about the top guys going in big cars. यदि पुलिस वाला नहीं है तो जाम हम लगा देते हैं. Very, very difficult to be self-disciplined. And number three, very, very difficult is to be obedient. As a student, following teachers or professors, as maybe kids, following parents at home, or as employees, following the company culture. Anyone who makes efforts to follow these three tough things in life, I can tell you, is assured to have happiness in life. It is assured to have happiness in life. So let me start with shaping young minds. It is not about, I'm not here to teach anything. I'm just trying to share some of the thought process, some things which I've done in my life. And if you feel कि अच्छी है, जरूर इनको अपने जिंदगी में follow करिएगा. What is young? That is the first question, because I'm talking about shaping young minds. To me, if I say the most young person sitting over here, I would say Dr. Gandhi. The reason is, it is not about the age. It is about the attitude. It is about the approach. It is about the vision you have in mind to grow in life. Age is not about I am 10 years, I am younger than you. I am talking about young at heart. Young at vision. This is very important over here, my friends. The reason is, if you really make efforts, 2.6 years, if you give the best of your life, you know what are you doing? Your 69 years will be full of fun. समझ रहे हैं आप क्या बोल रहा हूं? केवल 2.5 साल अपनी जिंदगी के आप स्कूलिंग में ढंग से दे दें, आपके बाकी का जीवन मस्त और खुशहाल रहेगा. लेकिन हम ये समझ नहीं पाते. Then of course the remaining things are there. So the most important point here I'm trying to say is, please make sure students, my friends, you give total focus and commitment to your studies right now, so that your rest of life is full of fun and happiness. कोई प्रश्न है किसी का तो जरूर पूछिएगा. Calibrate yourself. आपने देखा बच्चा पैदा होता है, क्या करते हैं? पहले उसका वजन लेते हैं, राइट? आप लोग लैब में काम करते होगे, क्या करते हैं आप? पहले इंस्ट्रूमेंट को क्या करते हैं? कैलिब्रेट करते हैं, राइट? अरे बोलिए ना, हाँ या ना? तो कैलिब्रेट नहीं करेंगे तो क्या होगा? रिजल्ट गलत आएगा, राइट? यदि वेइंग बैलेंस एरर +5 kg है, नवजात बच्चे को तोला गया तो उसमें 2 किलो का एक्चुअल वजन है, नहीं तो क्या आएगा वजन? 7 किलो. किसी को बोलो कि 7 किलो का बच्चा है, वो पागल हो जाएगा, राइट? बच्चे का गलती नहीं, लेकिन error is in the weighing balance.
The judges for the events to follow were introduced and felicitated.
Experience of approximately 25 years in media, Mr. Anand Krishna. We also have Dr. Sangeeta Sharma. She is a social activist of women and child rights. She is a consultant of Childline Lucknow. She is also the secretary of Human Unity Movement. She has been Ma'am Hajela's teacher, so can we have a loud round of applause? Because it's a teacher meeting student and student honoring teacher. There's nothing, more gratifying than getting the honors from the people whom you have produced. She is an eloquent speaker. In fact, we often feel tongue-tied when we have to compare in front of Mrs. Goel. Excellent compare and speaker. And she has been associated, as ma'am had pointed out yesterday, that logistics of MACFAIR were worked out with Mrs. Joel's guidance, in her guidance, and you must have seen her picture on our brochure. Can we have a louder round of applause, children?
Science offers the best answers to the meaning of life. Science offers one the privilege before we die of understanding why you were ever born in the first place. Also, science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Founder-manager of City Montessori School and great educationist Dr. Jagdish Gandhi, through his speech, spoke on the three realities of man being material, human and divine, and how today's education should cater to all these three realities.
Every day in your prayer assemblies, you get spiritual light. Every day your teachers tell you something or other which is godly and which makes you spiritual. Every day you get a lot of ideas from a school. In your school you must have seen there are a lot of quotations here and there spread. From them you can draw light. A school is the lighthouse of society. All teachers teach you always good things. It is up to you to take it or not to take it. If you take it, you are benefited. If you don't take it, you are not benefited. You must take light as much as from a school and during the period of your schooling. Up to intermediate, there is a possibility of learning so many things. After intermediate, you go to degree college, universities, engineering colleges, medical colleges. There is hardly anything that you can learn in terms of values, in terms of spiritual education. Or you will be busy with engineering or medical courses or other courses. There are no prayers are held. I don't know why. There should also be prayers. They should also start their degree college or engineering college or medical college with prayers. I do not understand why in universities and colleges and engineering colleges and medical colleges there are no prayers. This is very, very important.
Science is an integral part of culture. It is one of the glories of human intellectual tradition. In science, we must be interested in things. Elocution for seniors was a delightful journey of knowledge through poems, speeches, and prose.
Arjun's mother indeed. But son, don't hate me for that. How I still recall the day of the tournament when you, a young bachelor, slowly entered the arena in Hastina city. As the newly rising sun enters the margin of the eastern sky, still pricked out with stars.
I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical. Ravenous, hard, and unkind.
There's little to relate. I saw an aged man sitting on a gate. Who are you, aged man? I said, and how's it you live? And his answer trickled through my head like water through a sieve. He said, I look for butterflies that sleep among the wheat. I make them into mutton pies and sell them in the street. I sell them unto men, he said, who sail on stormy seas. And that's the way I get my bread. A trifle, if you please. But I was thinking of a plan to dye one's whiskers green. And always you so large a fan that they could not be seen.
To make dreams come true. As I have made my own dreams come true already, I am tempted to think we can make my country's dreams come true. Before we become one with the world, we have to become one with ourselves. If we get our own house in order, we don't have to make an effort to be one with the world. The world will want to be one with us. Today, we have another greater cause. To get India its rightful place in the world. To see India the way the younger generation wants to see it. To make India a prosperous, developed country where not only the spirit of patriotism, but also the standard of living is high. Where people don't ask where you come from, but where you are going. We all know that India, as we have all dreamt of that India. To me, there are three main areas where I think we need to change our thinking, leaders included. And I'm not just saying we need to do it because it is morally right or because it sounds nice at the conference. We need to do it because it makes sense from an incentives point of view. These three areas are changing the politics of differences to the politics of similarity, looking down on elitism, and the role of English.
Is no new name in poetry. The poem So Long explores Whitman's faith in death as a meaningful experience. It understands better how the poet lived on the edge of his life. To conclude, I announce what comes after me. I announce mightier offspring, orators, days, and then for the present depart. I remember I said, before my leaves sprang at all, I would raise my voice jocund and strong with reference to consummations. I have pressed through in my own right. I have sung the body and the soul. War and peace have I sung, and the songs of life and of birth, and shown that there are many births.
50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. Now is the time to rise up from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time.
How do we turn a weakness into a strength? And that is crucial. Winner says, if it's to be, it's up to me. Loser says, I can't help it. They are always waiting for ideal conditions in life, folks. There are no ideal conditions in life. You go check out anybody who has done anything in life. They've always done it in adverse conditions. Nobody has ever done anything in ideal conditions. Very crucial. If it's to be, it's up to me. Loser says, I can't help it. The best idea will not work unless you work the idea. Winners put in that extra effort even when it hurts. A championship wrestler was asked, how did you become a champion? He said, when I was practicing, I was so exhausted, I wanted to give up. But then he said, I pictured what my opponent be doing. He must be still practicing. So I went back into more practice. And a point came, I was so exhausted again. I again pictured what my opponent be doing. He must be still practicing. So I went back into more practice. He said, a point came, I could not lift myself anymore. And I pictured, I don't think he can lift himself anymore either. I pictured him in the shower. Guess what I did? I went back into more practice. He says, till now we were at par. This is my age. Folks, any coincidence, he's a winner. Folks, winners don't do different things. They do things differently.
Twin Quinturdles for the junior students was a marathon of 5 sub-events, namely Spellathon, video game, instrumental music, dumb charades and the folk dance. So, sit back and enjoy.
P-S-Y-C-H-O-L-O-G-Y.
Right. Bronchitis.
B-R-O-N-C-H-I-T-I-S.
Millennium. Right.
M-I-L-L-E-N-I-U-M.
Wrong.
The participant for Damshirat from your team, MIJ 13. For Damshirat, both the participants have to come on stage. Alright, your time starts now.
Spectacles.
Vaishali ma'am, is it right?
Right.
Audience,
It's absolutely right. The word is spectacles.
you saw how desperate she was with those. Now you'll go for the video game.
Envelope.
E-N-V-E-L-O-P-E.
Right. Mystery.
M-Y-S-T-R-Y.
Wrong.
सुटल्या जातो डोली आम्ही हाव जातीचे कोली आम्ही हाव जातीचे कोली सुटल्या सुटल्या जातो डोली आम्ही हाव जातीचे कोली लगदे ने कलैरी मोर मिरकदी तोर बोलियां पाਉਂਦੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਾਉਂਦੇ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਝੁਮਰਾਂ धोखने वाली धक 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 सांसें जिनमें हो जुनू जुनू वो बूंदे लाल लहू के
Timer. Time up, MIJ 18. Thank you.
MACFAIR this year is sensitizing children to be aware of their surroundings. In this mission, a new event was introduced this year called Social Window for senior students, wherein each team had to present a short film on any socially relevant topics like the Save the Girl Child, plastic not so fantastic, responsible ecotourism, 100% recycling, etc. The films were critically watched and cross-questioned by the panel of judges. Here are the excerpts of the event.
7,999 were girls, The colleges and universities have more girls than boys now, for your information.
What smoking does to our heart. Then right here depicts tar. Tar is the one major substance produced while smoking. Tar is the main constituent causing cancer.
Today, I, Simran Dhingra, am presenting a social window on social networking sites, a boon or a bane. People spend over 500 billion minutes per month on Facebook. The world is now multicolor, our life has turned technicolor. Without social networking sites, oh my, what will be our plight?
Hypertension is the term used to describe high blood pressure. It can cause chronic kidney diseases, disorders in adrenal glands, and cardiovascular diseases. Diabetes is caused when there is low or no insulin production or improper use of insulin.
At the 10th MACFAIR, ingenuity of the students could be seen and analyzed through the event called Science Model Display. Watch on the various models on harnessing energy by the junior students on display.
Solar greenhouse, as you can see over there, it's been implemented in the Brace Institute in Canada, in Quebec, at the Laval University. So what it does, it was made to at the aim to reduce the fuel cost which is required in the colder countries. So this is the position where the sunrise will take place. So that directly the sunlight will fall on these plants. R means tilted at certain angles, which depends on the latitudinal extent of the position. Now what happens is that the sun rises, enter this, and are directly reflected by a reflector which is over here at this position, and falls directly on the plants. It does two things. First thing is that it gives the sun a direct sunlight, has a reflector which reflects the sunlight and minimizes the heat loss, and it is a sandwich of polystyrene which is between two mesocyte layers, tar paper, and at last the aluminium foil.
The very common problem faced by our Indian Railway today is the collision between the trains. And in order to avoid this collision, we have devised a small model. As soon as it will enter the third part of the track, we can see that simultaneously two bulbs are glowing. There is a convention in our project. If simultaneously two bulbs are glowing, that means two trains are on the same track and the driver has to stop the train.
Camera team from CMS Films and Radio Division had been prowling all over the place and managed to make way where the preliminary written rounds of math quiz for the juniors and seniors and the green team quiz were on. After a day-long session of nerve-wracking competition, it was time to settle down and unwind. And what better way than through a cultural show put up by the participating teams from far and wide. So, here we go.
Why you hate me this way? Wish you'd come back and stay.
great end of education is to discipline rather than to furnish the mind, to train it to the use of its own powers. Seeds of ingenuity, whose time has come, cropped up during the whole lot of competitions that were held during the 10th MACFAIR International. Nothing can be accomplished without the blessings of the Almighty. The students of CMS Mahanagar Campus II presented the school prayer.
Oh my God, that thou hast created me to know thee and worship thee.
The founder-manager of City Montessori School, Dr. Jagdish Gandhi, through his talk, spoke about spirituality must be integrated with education. Self-realization is the focus. Each one of us must become aware of our higher self. We should ignite our dominant inner energy and let it guide our lives. The radiance of such minds embarked on constructive endeavor will bring peace, prosperity and bliss to this nation.
Powerful only through humility. So humility is such a great quality. And even Jesus Christ said, the kingdom of earth will belong to those who are humble. So please develop your quality of humility. And then tolerance. Tolerance is another big quality. If you are tolerating, if anybody revile you or trouble touch you in the path of God, be patient and put your trust in Him who heareth and who seeth. God will increase the reward of them that endure with patience in the path of God. If you endure with patience in the path of God, God will definitely increase the reward. So be patient and be always humble. These are the two great qualities to become a great man. Then you should be self-disciplined. You are sitting very silently. Nobody is asking you to sit silently. You are self-disciplined. These are small things. But be self-disciplined. That is a great quality. Do not wait for someone to discipline you. That comes from within. That is very, very important. Emotionally stable. That is also another great quality. If anybody revile you or says some bad words to you or is, I may say, doing everything against you, you should be tolerant. And you should be emotionally stable.
Hey, do you have half a minute to spare? Good. Then enjoy many a half a minutes of power-packed moments.
Starts now.
Heaven's help from devil's help. It's just that from heaven's help, suppose if we are giving in heaven and then we are